So today, I'm going to show you 4 key things. How to tell you're in survival mode, the real reason your system keeps flipping back into high alert even when there's nothing wrong, why the usual tools can help a little bit but don't always create lasting change, and a step-by-step way to retrain safety into your system so calm starts to feel and become more natural, not something you have to try and earn. So let's start by addressing what survival mode actually is. Your nervous system is basically your body's threat detection and response system. Its job is pretty simple: to scan your internal world and the external environment and ask itself one question: am I safe, or do I need to protect myself? When it detects danger, whether that danger is real or just perceived, it shifts into protection. That's faster thoughts, that's a tighter body, that's shallow breath. It's more urgency, more reactivity, more pressure, and less digestion, less rest, less connection. That's not you failing, that's simply your biology doing what it's evolved to do, and that is protect you. The issue is, though, many of the things we deal with today, uncertainty, financial pressure, work stress, relationship tension, all these things on a daily basis are being registered to the nervous system as threat. And your system doesn't know the difference between running from a tiger and opening a stressful email. To the body, danger is danger. And when everything around you is perceived as a threat, your nervous system really has no choice but to stay in survival mode, because it is the only way it knows how to protect you. So there are 5 signs that you're in survival mode right now, and you may not even realize it. So let's jump into each of these signs, see which one resonates for you. Sign 1, your routines start collapsing. You stop doing the things that normally keep you grounded. You skip meals, you're late to certain appointments, you stop exercising, or you lose your buffer time, not because you're lazy, but because your system is essentially saying, conserve energy, only focus on the essentials to keep us alive. Sign 2, you ignore your basic needs. You forget to drink water, you push through hunger, you get to the end of the day and realize you've barely used the bathroom, you go to bed late. Basic needs start to fall away. That's survival mode narrowing your focus. Sign 3, you're exhausted, but you can't point to why. Because vigilance is expensive. Being on all day, even just internally, burns so much fuel. So even when nothing is happening, your system never gets a signal that it's actually safe to slow down and rest. And this chronic alertness drains you even faster than physical effort ever could. Sign 4, you go with the flow, but you don't feel free. In that case, you're not really choosing, you're simply submitting, you're freezing, disconnecting, people pleasing. I know all those very well. It's letting life happen to you. This isn't actually flow, this is a protective response designed to avoid conflict and avoid harm. Sign 5, certain situations spike you faster, not because the situation is objectively dangerous, but because your nervous system tags that situation as familiar, as a known threat. Things like conflict, authority, being seen, being misunderstood, waiting for a reply, or getting stuck in traffic. These can all create this sudden sense of panic, not because something is actually wrong, but because your body has learned to associate these things with threat. If any of those 5 resonated with you, if you heard one and thought, wow, that's me, I want you to listen to this very, very closely. Your system isn't broken. You're not broken. Your nervous system is actually doing what it learned to do: survive. So the goal isn't to try and fix you. It's actually to teach your nervous system new data, to give it a new updated program. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, what is the root problem? Why are we stuck in survival mode? Well, it really comes down to perceived danger and prediction. What most of us miss is that the nervous system doesn't only react to what is happening, it reacts to what it predicts is about to happen. So if your system expects that I'll be rejected, or I will get in trouble, or I'll fall behind, or I'll be unsafe, or I'll be alone in this, then it'll create a body state that matches that prediction. So the question isn't just what tools will calm me down when I'm in this state. The better question is, what is my system predicting? What is that prediction flipping within me? Why is that prediction flipping the alarm on all the time? Because if we don't change the prediction, you'll just keep managing symptoms. This is exactly why tools can help, but they don't always stick. They don't always create meaningful and lasting change. So let's actually talk tools. There's meditation, there's cold exposure, there's somatic releases, there's journaling, there's affirmations, the list goes on. And I love tools. Tools are powerful. They can help us downregulate in a moment. But where people get stuck is if you only use tools once you're already activated, you're basically trying to scoop water out of a leaking boat. You could scoop and you could scoop and you can scoop and scoop and scoop. But if there's a hole, which is a belief or prediction that life is unsafe, the water keeps coming. So yes, tools can help you regulate your state, but to create true lasting change, you also need to retrain your system, the story within your system, the story of danger, not with affirmations, but with experience. So the goal isn't more tools. The goal that nobody realizes is simply more about presence. And more importantly, presence as a byproduct of safety. What do I mean by that? Well, firstly, presence isn't a mindset. It's actually a felt state in the body. When your system feels safe enough, you naturally start to think clearer. You can make better decisions. You feel more patient, more connected. You have more capacity. You feel more calm. So we're not trying to force high vibes here. We're just teaching your system that right now, in this moment, I have the capacity to handle this. And that's what creates presence. And that's our aim here, to give your nervous system a framework it can rely on, one that repeatedly, again and again and again, communicates safety to your body in the here and the now. Because when your system feels safe now, survival stops being a strategy. So what is this framework? How do we get out of survival mode for good? Well, it comes down to 5 very quick and simple steps. Step 1, name the pattern without shame. When you notice survival, name it simply by saying, this is protection. Not saying I am broken, not saying I am failing, just protection is now online. That naming it alone creates a sliver of space. And research shows that labeling an internal experience like fear, stress, or activation reduces activity in our amygdala, our brain's threat and detection center. And it increases activity in our prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for awareness, regulation, and choice. This process is often referred to as affect labeling. And in simple terms, it means that when you don't name what's happening, your survival brain runs the show. But when you do name it, and you name it calmly, your thinking mind and the regulation parts of the brain start to come back online. And all of a sudden, you're no longer inside the reaction anymore. You've stepped back. You're observing it. And observation alone creates space. Step 2, regulate your body within 30 to 60 seconds. You don't have to lie down and do a 20-minute ritual. Start with micro moments of regulation. I'll give you 2 options. Option A, extend your exhale. Inhale through your nose for 3 to 4 seconds. Exhale out for 5 to 6 seconds. A longer exhale activates our vagus nerve, sending a signal to our brain that we're safe. Do 6 to 8 rounds of this. Or option B, drop your shoulders. Relax the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Soften your hips. Relax the body. It's so basic, it's so effective, but when your body lets go of tension, the nervous system gets a message that danger has passed. The second step isn't a full solution. It's about simply teaching your body what the signal of safety feels like. Step 3, identify the predicted danger. Ask, what is my nervous system afraid will happen right now? Examples of this may be, if I slow down, I'll fall behind. If they're upset, then I'll be abandoned. If I say no, I'll be rejected. If I'm not perfect, maybe I will feel unsafe or I won't be loved. Don't overthink it. You're just looking for the threat inside the story. Step 4, tiny opposite action. Now we give your system new evidence, but small enough to stay regulated. Examples of this may be if your belief is that rest is dangerous, try and sit for 2 minutes with no phone. If your belief is saying no means you get rejected, practice small no's. You're not trying to prove bravery here. You're simply running a rep your system can digest. If it feels too big, then you might flood your system. It's not failure, you just have to start smaller. Step 5, the most important, install the evidence. This is the one that most people skip. After the rep, you have to make the lesson conscious. Say it out loud, write it down. I rested. I said no. I upheld a boundary and I'm still safe. That was uncomfortable, but it wasn't dangerous. Declare what you've done. This helps update the prediction system in the brain. Repeat it again and again because we only learn survival through repetition. We're going to learn safety the exact same way. And remember, take this slow because there are 3 reasons why all the above fails and the rewiring doesn't stick. One is that people just go too fast too soon. Your system doesn't learn through speed, that only overwhelms it. It learns through manageable challenge. The second reason, we try and do it all alone. Humans, we're wired for co-regulation. Sometimes the most regulating thing isn't another technique. It's a safe conversation, a hug, being seen, being with someone who feels steady. Seek support when you need it. Reason 3, you don't have enough external safety. If you feel genuinely unstable in your environment, in your relationships, in your workplace, in your living conditions, your nervous system may actually be responding appropriately to the situation. The goal here is to seek support and safety so we can start to build the boundaries we need to change our environment. This isn't about self-blame. Finally, I'll leave you with one important truth. Getting out of survival mode requires a regulated system, but a regulated system isn't one that's actually calm all the time. It's one that can rev up, handle life, and come back down when needed. And the way there isn't by fixing yourself. It's by giving your system new evidence that it can be safe in the present moment, no matter what is happening. If this has landed for you, here's what I want you to do. Comment the word safe below. And if you'd like to see more videos uploaded on a weekly basis to support your nervous system, please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you on the next video.